Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're going to do a review on a company called, or a Paydirt from Bucket List Mining. Just like me, I think the one thing, everybody should have on their bucket list is panning for gold. So we're going to try out the new turbopan. I just got this today in the mail, and I used it once before this, and I kind of liked it. It's kind of cool, so I'm just going to try that. With this, he did also send a free gift bag for the holiday. I did pan that down, and I'll include that into the weight. That's the gold right there. So we'll get started on this. The turbopan is a technology out of Australia. Kim Hiller is the inventor. The Bucket List Paydirt, this comes from eBay seller, it's bkj1862. Again, that's bkj1862. It's Bucket List Mining on the website, or on the Paydirt. They do also have the website, which is bucketlistmining.com. So we're going to start off and just add some jet dry to the water for surface tension. This is really supposed to be a prospector's pan, great for out on the river. As you can see, I don't have a safety pan with this. I did use it before, and it is quite interesting. A little difficult to use inside, just for the simple fact that you are thrashing and agitating the water around, and you're letting that spill everything out. So all my other videos, you guys have seen me classify this all down and get the rocks out of it, and the thing about the turbopan is you're not supposed to have to do that. So this is Utah Paydirt. It did come out of Missouri, but they said it's from their claim in Utah. So just to see what we're doing, I filled that whole thing up there, right? And you saw the spirals on the pan. The key to this is the saturation of water, and so you want to make sure that it gets saturated all the way through, even down into the trap. There's that middle trap. This is actually pretty thick and clay, it feels like, so this might be a good test. I'll just take that cover off and show you what that material looks like. This is pretty cloudy, but basically what we're going to do is start with this is to go in a counterclockwise motion over the vents, and we're just letting it spill, actually, that large material right out over the edge. And that's why it's kind of hard to do inside, because you are really thrashing this material. And then after that, you go the other way, clockwise, and you let it work its way down into those grooves, and you're flushing it off in the front, and side to side a little, back and forth. You're trying to get that heavy stuff into the gold trap in the bottom, the very bottom layer of the pan. Once we're all done with this, I'll kind of show you the pan again and what to do with it. Again, the real big benefit to this pan as a prospector is it's huge. Again, I'll show you it in comparison to my other pans, but you can really get through some material if you're out at the river, or if you're prospecting in an area and you're doing test pans, you know, to see what's actually there. So you can see we've cleared off a lot of that heavy, or those light sands already. We have some rocks that left in here, and we're just going to keep basically panning this down. And again, the inventor of this will go a lot faster. I do want to keep practicing with this pan, and eventually I'll show you guys a how-to video on how to use it. Hopefully we can do that maybe more in the summer, where I can get out to a creek bed and show you guys really what's there. Again, we're just separating out, we're pushing those heavy materials down. I think the technology of this pan is really genius. And then once we get it panned down a little bit, then you can always, just like a regular pan, start to pan off those rocks that should be in the front. Again, if we're doing our job, all of that gold is going to be in that gold trap. Because the way the pan is designed, it's feeding that gold right into there. Basically, you can see this on my wrists and everything. You want that debris flying out the edge of here. It is meant to do that. It's supposed to be clearing off that debris as you're going through. Again, that's the lighter rocks. It's pushing up and over the edge. A lot of those sands. This is such a clay Paydirt for color. I should have used maybe something that I had gone through once, just so you guys could see that motion, but I wanted to use it right away in a review. Get that in here. So again, the motions that you're going through are circular, real short front and back. You're really spilling out that material, kind of whipping it out the edges. Counterclockwise, and then you use the vents to gather it clockwise. That's pushing all that material into the little trap here in the center. The trap's getting pretty full in there, so I'll try to classify down some more of this material. And I just use all those traps the entire way down. And then I rotate them out. And you'll see once we get down to the bottom here, cleared off a lot of material. But we do have those black sands yet in those vents. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 traps. And actually there's a little piece of gold right there that you can maybe see, maybe not, before it even gets to the edge of the pan. So it's really got one of those nice flows to it that it's protecting your gold, hopefully not even letting it get out of the pan. As you'll see, as we start to get down further on this, you're going to see that concentrate really in the center of here starting to form out. And that's really what we're trying to get down to. That was 3.5 pounds. Normally it would take me probably at least a half hour to get through all that material, maybe 45 minutes to an hour if I was classifying it completely down. And we're doing this reveal from start to finish with this pan, so you'll see how long it actually takes. It probably doesn't look like it's that much faster with me using it. Again, like I said, guys, I only just got this pan in the mail today, and I've used it on one other, actually their free bag that came with it. I did practice on it with that, so. Turbopan.com if you want to check out the fan. There are some distributors here in the States as well. The inventor of it's from Australia. But he was nice enough to send the pan for me to review, and he did send it through one of his stateside vendors as well. So got a little bit more of this stuff to get off, and then I'll start showing you really one of the fun things about the pan here in a minute. It's kind of unnerving. You know, we're not used to forcing things out of the pan. If you've been panning for a while, that's, you know, one of the big tips that you hear from people all the time is we're not forcing the material out. We're just, you know, stratifying it and letting it take off that top layer of lights. Well, this is the same thing. It's just that he's built and designed a flow pattern that hopefully catches the gold down on the bottom. With the test pan, I did pan out the tailings afterwards as well, and I didn't have anything in there, so I was pretty happy with that. I did watch pretty closely when I saw gold, what riffle they were coming in, those type of things. So. Alright, so now we have it pretty much down to a concentrate level. Basically, we're using those spirals to get it into here. We're going to start by just washing off those top layers, and again, I use those riffles at the bottom and just rotate them back and forth, trying to get those dark sands and heavier gold to fall into the traps at the bottom. And again, once we get through that material, you'll see right under those blondes there, that's all black sand underneath there. So as we start to classify this down, or excuse me, pan this stuff down a little further, we're just going to keep lightly forcing. The other thing I should mention too is get rid of some of the water. You know, as you get down, just like in a full-size pan, you're going to want to use less and less water so that you're controlling the distance and the area and mass that the pay dirt and sediment can move in. So, and then I just angle this a little bit, and I'm just bouncing this. Basically, we're just shimmying that little bit of heavier material up to the top, letting it come down in the trap, and then thinning it out. and you can see me kind of being reckless down here because the gold should be right up in here. That's, again, if we did everything right. And trust me, guys, with this pan, if I didn't do anything right, it's my fault, not the pan's fault. And that's really why, like I said, I practiced with it just once. I wanted to use it in tonight's review, show you what was up and coming. Once I really get, I don't know, it's got some of these interesting rocks. I think he just puts them in here, but they're purple and orange, and they almost look like they're painted, but the weird thing is they're some of the heaviest rocks in here, and so they're always at the bottom. In the next coming weeks, I'll have a review on Gold Getters 8-pound nugget bag, chunky nugget bag from their website. Also on the Gold Pan Shack, one of their 10-pound bags I have coming. Also an Amazon seller, something to do with Gold Rush products that play on the TV show, obviously, but no affiliation that I could find with them. But it looked like an interesting enough bag, professionally packaged, so I thought I'd try them out. Again, it's just these, this is a gemstone here, I think, this purple, but here it's just, it looks like a painted purple rock. I have an orange one and a blue one. And here's another one. Pink and silver. And like I said, the weird thing is they're some of the heaviest rocks in the mix, so they stay in there as well. That one they painted yellow, make it look like a nugget. I don't know, that's interesting, but makes me feel like it's kind of gimmicky. Just me personally. I kind of like the idea of unsearched pay dirts. Granted, guys, the reality is there's not a lot out there, and the people that do sell them get pretty burnt and upset because, well, we're all, as you can see from a lot of my videos, a lot of us are looking for return on investments. You know, they're some of them are offering sluice concentrates right out of their sluice boxes, completely unsearched, true mining. All right, so again, not sure where it stopped. Pause it or stopped recording. Time to get a new camera. So again, this is from both bags, the free gift bag and the actual bag was $17. Don't know if I said that. I was so excited to get into the turbopan, but trying to thin some of this black sand away without losing gold. So I'm just going to keep thinning it down out of this. This is what's in there. That's from both the bags. And then I'll show you once I get all these black sands out of here. Alright, so there's what we got out of the cleanup of the two bags. That doesn't really look like a whole lot. But we'll get it dried out and on the scale and I'll be back. So guys, 0.2 grams. Nothing big to write home about there. About $8 worth of gold for $17. So just under a 50% return on investment. So for gold Paydirt reviews, I would rate them overall about I'll give them a 7 out of 10. Bad return on investment, but decent customer service, fast shipping. I did like the free gift that came along, obviously the extra little bag, but that's with that in here. So without that free little bag, it would have been even less than that. So again, this was just a tryout here of the turbopan. I told you at the end here, I'll try to show you the grooves of this up close. So here it's washing it into that center. That's that drop I was talking about, the trap. Then it's got your plated edges all the way up and then into the seams on the bottom. And then, as you can see underneath, that's all the structure and the depth in the pan as well. Big pan. Like I said, I'd show you the difference side by side to a regular pan. So there's a big 14-inch pan, and you can see it dwarfs that in comparison. So big pan, and I really think it's going to be a great pan for prospecting, especially once I get it down and know how to use it. So for tonight, this is Gold Paydirt Reviews. Again, for this seller, it's a bkj1862 eBay seller with only 40 transactions. And again, bucket list mining. Unfortunately, I will be crossing off my bucket list. I have tried them and I won't be coming back. But again, he didn't make any claims, didn't talk about how much gold was there. It was unsearched. So he did sell the product as advertised, just not the product I'm looking for. And I don't think it's the product many of you are looking for. So until next time, may there always be some color in the bottom of your pan.